So it has happened. Donald Trump is making good on all of the terror that he promised under Project 2025, under then Agenda 47, which, if you remember, was sort of like no, this is it's got my name on it. Same crap, hollow out the federal government, use the federal government to give massive tax breaks to the wealthy and effectively create an upward siphon of money from the poor, the disabled, children, the elderly, and give it to tech oligarchs. And we're seeing that now in real time as the Office of Management and Budget, which is actually not currently under the Project 2025 guy. It's under some interim a-hole. But again, paper pusher, who knows? In which it stated, although this does not sound like a paper pusher statement, a two-page little memo, a little cute little memo here, just 2 pages. Just a little sweet little Tuesday morning 2 pages, in which the directive is to pause all agency grants and loans programs. Now, sometimes that might sound like, oh, okay, is this a pause on, student loan debt programs, which obviously would be a big deal in and of itself? Is it a pause on, like, I don't know, Fulbright scholarships, which it is? No. This is a pause on everything from all benefits, EBT, SNAP food benefits, Meals on Wheels, WIC for early childhood, right? Early Head Start programs. These are nutritional programs for newborn babies and access to formula for their impoverished mothers, the things that JD Vance and every other Christian nationalist wants to grow exponentially in this country. A pause on all of that, including Medicaid, right? Which, what is it? 75 million people in this country are recipients of some form of, covers healthcare for millions of seniors as well. And 40% of births in America is covered under Medicaid. Those are all frozen right now, guys. That is what's happened. But here's the real thing. Because if you thought this was for no reason, there's a reason, and I really think we should listen to the Trump administration. Per copy of the memo, the use of federal resources to advance Marxist equity, transgenderism, and Green New Deal social engineering policies is a waste of taxpayer dollars that does not improve the day-to-day lives of those we serve. So if you, new meaning to the term red diaper baby, am I right? All these ingrates, these, ingrate 8-month-old straight tankies who are already up on TikTok spreading their Green New Deal transgenderism, their green transgenderism ideology. They don't deserve any of these benefits. F that. So, guys, this sounds like it was written by it just sounds like the diary of like a libertarian. Obviously, the pages are all stuck together, and you know why. This is the burn book of Stephen Miller, right? This is his little vision board. And it's coming to fruition. And the vision board really was Project 2025. We all talked about it. We all saw it coming. Funny how there's straight up no plan to combat it. Democrats are allegedly meeting tomorrow afternoon to discuss what's been going on. Meanwhile, some of them are like Maxwell Frost over here from Florida, a representative, sort of newest representative of the squad, is one of the many who are sounding the alarms. We've been on the phone with multiple agencies and organizations. They've been completely cut off from federal money. We're talking housing, homeless services, public safety, etc. I'm calling a press conference today to explain how this could have drastic local impacts on our constituents. So good on Maxwell Frost. Some people are obviously taking this seriously. Others are like, can he do that? He's doing it. That's the point. It is happening already. Now, of course, it's all under the guise of this is anti-DEI. But if we've learned nothing, let us, for the people in the effing back, They don't care about DEI programs. DEI programs, whatever you might think of them, meaning they're good, they're inclusive, they're often very corporate, they're often very capitalist led. They're mostly a way to market to, POC and queer people who honestly are a good share of the market. They need to go even farther. We probably need reparations. We probably need universal programs that disproportionately do help people of color, on and on and on and on and on. But they're a stopgap, DEI measures. It is a Trojan horse to just go after all programs. All the programs. These are universal programs. They don't come in there and are like, gee, what color is your child? No, it's poverty. It's people who can't, it's seniors who rely on SNAP benefits. And if you remember, during the expansion of some of the SNAP benefits, they were eating, and they were eating good. And you know what that meant? It meant they could afford vegetables. So this is where so-called DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, is aiming its wrath rather than, subsidies to fossil fuel companies, $20 billion a year, subsidies to tech companies like SpaceX so they can launch another fucking rocket that explodes halfway up. That seems like, if you want to make some money, you could go after tax dodgers who are billionaires. You could get a lot of money like that. No, we have to defund the IRS. So, it's not surprising that this is happening. I think the surprising thing is, what is the plan? And honestly, it's wild how many people have been caught flat-footed on this. It's wild Democrats don't have a plan. It's wild that people who work in these sectors, also are like, I don't know. Street movements and mass movements and demonstrations and labor unions. It's like, there is no plan. That's not to say there can't be one and one won't emerge, but it's quite terrifying. Before I leave this, we just have to watch, the kind of douchebaggery that is behind these efforts. Number one, it's all Republicans, but also let's throw in any Democrat who's like, I really want to work with Doge. Hello, Rokana. If you or your people are watching, what you got to say about it, huh? Anyway, here is a representative, I believe out of Florida, and he's being asked on CNN about school lunch programs, which are being cut under this federal funding freeze, which, by the way, before we quite look at it really quickly, they're saying maybe not all Medicaid. They're saying, okay, well, it's going to effective tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern, but maybe not all programs. Programs can easily regain that money. All they have to do is show us 2,600 programs, school meals, WIC nutritional program, wildfire preparedness, not that there are wildfires, Medicare enrollment assistance program, USAID, mine inspections, since when? A reintegration program from homeless veterans who all they have to do is prove that this program does not provide funding that is implicated by the directive to end DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and accessibility. Ooh, let's add that extra little knife for, the disabled Americans among us, under whatever name they appear. Does this program promote gender ideology? Does this program promote or support in any way abortion or other related activities as identified by the Hyde Amendment? Again, rescinding any federal funds from organizations that might even mention that there is another way. Meaning, honestly, at this point, I think termination is the way. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't bring right now in this Christian nationalism. I don't know, man. Definitely not, depending on the state you're in. So anyway, this is the kind of cruelty that these Republicans so gleefully embrace these kinds of moves.
Would you support getting rid of, school lunch for vulnerable kids and breakfast and Head Start, for example, and getting rid of childhood cancer research? Do you support that? And what do you say to your constituents? I want to follow up on that question, too, because I didn't hear an answer from you.
I don't know about you, but I worked since I was, before I was even 13 years old. I was picking berries in the field before we had child labor laws that precluded that. I was a paper boy. And when I was in high school, I worked my entire way through. You're telling me that kids who stay at home instead of going to work at Burger King and McDonald's during the summer should stay at home and get their free lunch instead of going to work? I think we need to have a top-down review.
You're painting a
think
lot
about
of these
where
kids
kids
with a
need to
broad
actually
brush.
be.
A top-down review of children, people. A top-down review of grade school children, because this a-hole picked berries. Look at his face. I'm sorry. In a way, that dude worked in a fucking farm. I'm sorry. He just didn't work in a field. That's just not what happened. He will be, though, if the deportations continue. So that is the level of cruelty and insanity that we are now auditing, or suggesting that we should audit children for whether or not they have a job so they can pay for their lunch. Oh, what if they're disabled and they're not able to work? Doesn't matter. Oh, what if they have to, I don't know, go to school? That doesn't matter either. You should probably not do any homework, not learn anything. Just go to your job after school, so you can earn your lunch. That's the way I did it. He most certainly did not. Like, that is, again, who we've empowered in this country. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuation room. Do it.